Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson. It's been a while. How are you doing? How has the last week or two been? I've been out for the count, so to speak. I got my bangs trimmed, so I also feel weird about wearing my bangs like this, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. No one's gonna be cutting your hair these days. Good old COVID's got them all. I just wanted to make this video about like my surgery and what's been going on next. And let's see here. So these past 2 weeks have been intense because I've been really trying to figure out what I'm going to do about breast surgery. And the past 3 months, I've been trying to get a therapist in Germany to help me start the process of getting covered by health insurance. But guess what? Because COVID and everyone's wanting a therapist, I can't find a therapist. They're saying they're booked for 16 months, 18 months out. And so it's been very stressful calling all these people that don't speak English or do, but then they're full. And then when I start that process, it'll take me another 18 months for surgery. So I got a surprise, good news. I didn't get a therapist, but what I did get is I got a last minute appointment for a breast surgeon in Los Angeles. So when I fly out to do my face surgery, which is next month, I'm gonna stop by Los Angeles and get my breast surgery. And I'm so excited for that. It's gonna cost me money. It's obviously coming out of pocket rather than getting covered by health insurance. But I don't wanna wait 18 months after I spend so much time trying to find someone, then wait 18 months, and then potentially have a public healthcare breast surgeon who I may not be happy with the results. My one friend who's trans who got healthcare boobs over here in Germany, she was not happy about how she was treated or respected and how it went down. And I don't know if that's, everyone's experience, but it's something that I kind of am like stressed about and was finding a really hard time getting around trying to call these people and thinking like, well, I could wait all this time and then it could not work out. Or I just got a last minute appointment with a family surgeon that my mom has gotten breast surgery with that trusts and is 100% gonna like really hit it on the nail. So I went with that, and with that, I'm spending like so much money, like all the money that I've been saving, a lot of it is gonna go towards these two surgeries, and I've stacked them in January. So in a few weeks, this is blowing my mind. In a few weeks, I'm gonna get on a plane, I'm gonna fly to Los Angeles, and 2 days later, I'm gonna have breast surgery. So I'm still gonna be jet lagged. I'm gonna have breast surgery. So suddenly I'm gonna wake up with boobs, like bigger boobs, and I'm gonna be like, whoa, I gotta like take care of these things. And then 2 weeks later, I'm then gonna fly off to San Francisco and then get my face redone. And I'm gonna wake up with a new face that I'm gonna say goodbye to my old face that I'll never see again. And that's gonna be a whole process. The best news is that I've been able to set aside about 7 weeks of time that I'm just not going to be doing much work. So I'm just gonna be taking care of myself, making some videos, keeping in touch with you, making a series on this whole traveling piece. And I'm really excited for that. That's kind of like a life update about the surgery and the things that are going on. But I kind of also wanted to touch on this piece, which has, it's kind of changed my perception with myself. So do you know those like moments when you make a decision, and when you finally make a decision, when it finally becomes real, you go, oh, like now I realize something else that I wasn't able to get to because I was still processing that other thing of realizing it. It's like you only have so much resources to process things. And when you're transitioning, there's so much to process. You don't even know sometimes what you're processing because it's so deep and it's on so many levels. But once you get all the processing done to realize something, you can then suddenly realized something else. And so the moment that I confirmed my breast surgery and my face surgery, it was like all the uncertainty about the transition goals that I had. There's a video a long time ago that I made earlier in the beginning of the year that said I was going to finish my transition in 2020. And I'm a little late, but I mean, January is not too late. The realization is this surgery, breast and face, is not going to solve any of my problems. It's not. It's not going to solve my dysphoria. It's not going to solve my inner dysphoria. It's not going to solve my sense of what is being a woman. It's not going to solve my desire to be more attractive. It's not going to solve any of those problems. It's just going to superficially make me have the things that I want, but is it going to get me what I actually want, which is self-acceptance, self-love, self-body, happiness? And I have self-love, but you can always have more. You can always love yourself more. Honey, the well goes infinitely deep, right? And so in honoring and respecting this decision that a part of me has wanted to make and committed to a lot of her resources to making, I was in the shower and was like, okay, this is the end of my entire phase of transition that I've wanted to and aspired to, and I've made clear decisions on. Now it's happening. Now I need to look inside and come back to some of the things that I started, but I never completely finished. And this is the thing that's really interesting about your transition is you kind of like want to quickly, when you start transitioning, I don't know about you, but like when you started, didn't you feel like you wanted to get out of the old version of yourself as quickly as possible? Yeah, you do that and you're like, okay, I need to be a woman or a man or whatever version you want to be as quickly as possible. And so you kind of just you throw stuff out and you're like, I gotta go. But then, but then there comes a point where you become satisfied with the parts of yourself that are now yourself. You're like, okay, I'm satisfied with being a woman. I'm satisfied how I express myself. I'm satisfied how people may view me. And then you kind of get like relaxed, or you get kind of like comfortable. And these past 2.5 years, I've become comfortable in my transition. I've become comfortable enough as who I am to say, yeah, I'm happy as I am. But there's always more, right? Do you know those feelings where you feel like you got as good as you needed to get and then you didn't progress anymore? And if you looked at your rate of progression in anything like sports or whatever, you got to good enough and then you kind of moved on. You didn't just continue to pursue that. And for me, that's been my transition. I got to a high level of what I wanted to achieve. I got my voice, I got my style, my look, my expression, the kinds of people that I'm dating, getting the body that I want. I've gotten all those things. But now it's returning back to center, returning back to the self and saying, well, I'm going to have even more of those things. I'm going to come back in February with boobs and a face. But that's not going to change the bigger thing, the deeper part. And so you kind of have to audit yourself and ask yourself, is there something else deeper within me that needs or is calling for transformation, and I'm not acknowledging it because it's good enough? Is there something deeper within that can unravel and expand into? And I'm realizing there's more femininity within me that I haven't moved into, that I haven't expanded and hadn't grown into. And so I want to give this to you and kind of share this thought, which is, where are you feeling good enough? And is good enough actually good enough for you? Is there a point where you're going to want to move further down the line and that you're not giving yourself the opportunity to work on it because maybe you're working on other things? Or just you've become comfortable. Feeling comfortable is great, especially when the world feels so unstable. But let's not forget about also the power of being motivated to create the reality that you want and to grow into that and to become a better person every single day. We have that opportunity. And so, yeah, like getting what you want may not solve your problems when you're thinking about superficial things. But the world inside you can always grow and expand and go so far beyond who you think you are and who you can become. So with that, I'm going to close today's tea time and send you some love wherever you are. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for saying hello. And yeah, I've been super overwhelmed with all this surgery stuff. So I apologize that I missed a couple videos, but I hope you understand. I'm sending you love, and I will see you in tea time tomorrow. Goodbye, dears.